Have you ever wished you could just pause time? Maybe to catch up on sleep, finish a project, or just take a moment to breathe. It's a classic sci-fi dream, right? But what would actually happen if, for 1 hour, time stopped for everyone and everything? Except you. Let's dive into this mind-bending thought experiment. First, let's get the obvious out of the way. If you're the only thing moving, you're essentially a god for an hour. You could walk anywhere, do almost anything. Imagine strolling into a top-secret facility or rearranging your annoying neighbor's garden gnomes into a bizarre sculpture. The world would be your personal, frozen playground. You could even teleport by simply walking to your destination and waiting for time to resume. You'd disappear from one spot and instantly reappear in another. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? But hold on, because the laws of physics are about to throw a massive party, and you're not exactly on the guest list. Let's start with the very air you breathe. The molecules of oxygen, nitrogen, and everything else in the atmosphere would be frozen solid in place. You wouldn't be able to inhale them. It's like trying to breathe in a block of concrete. You'd have to hold your breath for the entire hour. So, unless you're a world champion free diver, your grand plans are already hitting a snag. You'd have about a minute or two before you passed out from a lack of oxygen. But let's say you've got a scuba tank. Problem solved, right? Not quite. Now we have to talk about light. Light is made of photons, particles that travel at, well, the speed of light. If time is frozen, these photons are frozen too. They wouldn't be traveling from objects to your eyes. The result, total and complete darkness. You wouldn't be able to see a single thing. The world would be a pitch black, silent void. So now you're stumbling around in the dark, holding your breath or sucking on a scuba tank. Not exactly the superpower fantasy we started with, and it gets worse. What about movement? To move, you need to push against something. You push your feet against the ground, and the ground pushes back. But if the air molecules are frozen, they're not just unbreathable. They're an immovable wall. Every single air molecule would be a tiny, concrete barrier. Trying to walk through them would be like trying to push your way through solid rock. You'd be trapped, unable to move, suffocating in the dark. The moment time stopped, you'd be instantly entombed by the very air around you. Let's ignore all that for a second. Let's pretend you can magically see and breathe and move. What else would go wrong? Heat. Heat is the vibration of atoms and molecules. If time stops, that vibration stops. Everything would instantly drop to absolute zero, the coldest temperature possible. You, however, are still moving and generating body heat. The instant you touch anything, the ground, a doorknob, even the frozen air, the massive temperature difference would cause a catastrophic thermal transfer. It would either flash freeze you or cause an explosive release of energy. Either way, it's not a good outcome, and we haven't even touched on gravity. Gravity is often described as the curvature of spacetime. If time, one of the fundamental components of spacetime, stops, what happens to gravity? Does it just switch off? If so, you, and everything else on the planet not bolted down, would be flung off into space as the Earth continues its rotation and orbit. Or does gravity persist? If it does, how does it work without the flow of time? The physics gets so weird and theoretical here that even experts don't have a clear answer. It's a true paradox, so let's be honest, the romantic idea of pausing time is a scientific nightmare. But let's flip the script. What if time stopping means something else? What if it's not a physics-defying halt, but more like you're just moving incredibly, ridiculously fast? So fast that the rest of the world asterisk appears asterisk frozen to you. This is a bit more plausible, at least in the world of comic books. If you were moving at near light speed, time dilation would occur. From your perspective, only a short amount of time would pass, while for the rest of the world, much more time would go by. But for our scenario, we want the opposite. We want 1 hour to pass for you, while no time passes for the world. So let us imagine you have the power to enter a state where you experience one subjective hour while the rest of the universe experiences 0 seconds. This would require you to move at, essentially, an infinite speed. You could traverse the globe in an instant. The consequences are still bizarre. You'd be interacting with a world that isn't moving. Pushing a door open would be like punching a mountain. The door isn't just a door, it has an object with inertia that you read trying to accelerate from 0 to a significant speed in an infinitely small amount of time. The forces involved would be astronomical. You could likely shatter the door, and possibly your hand, with a gentle push. Even seeing would be strange. To see an object, photons have to bounce off it and enter your eye. But if you're moving faster than the photons, you'd have to literally run into them to perceive anything. Your view of the world would be warped and bizarre, a kaleidoscope of distorted colors and shapes. So it seems no matter how we slice it, stopping time is a messy business. It violates so many fundamental laws of our universe that the consequences are almost always catastrophic. The world isn't ABC or we can just pause. It's a complex, interconnected dance of energy and matter, all flowing through the river of time. Taking away that flow doesn't just stop the dance, it shatters the entire dance floor. Perhaps the biggest takeaway is that time is more than just a ticking clock. It's the framework that allows for cause and effect, for movement, for life itself. Having an hour of frozen time wouldn't make you a superhero. It would likely make you a very short-lived victim of physics. So the next time you wish you could stop time, maybe just wish for a really productive hour or a great cup of coffee instead. It's a lot safer, and you'll actually be able to enjoy it. What do you think? What would you do if you could safely stop time for an hour? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching and for spending a little bit of your precious, flowing time with us today. If you enjoyed this journey into the impossible, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending questions. See you in the next one.